that one time we had to listen to Tanner, and when what did he confuse? He confused two really different things. Shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because the entire room lost it.
Yeah, that was like right off the hop, dude.
That was
I listened to most of them.
That was within 10 minutes of starting the podcast.
Like, he was like, nobody's gonna be listening to this. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yep, I'm listening to this.
Hey, how was the movie? Speaking of Tanner.
Also, well, welcome to Cold Ones.
Oh,
Yeah, I did start, just didn't. But yeah,
Good timing.
yeah, that's just what I do.
No heads up
So
whatsoever.
I'd like to welcome everyone to listening to this episode of Cold Ones. With me today is Ty,
Hello.
Sabrina,
Yo.
Yvette,
Hi.
Elena,
Hello.
and your lovely host, Ty.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I'll take the promotion.
Yeah, no. No, I'm the host. The most.
Well, I was waiting for you to say that, actually.
Yeah, and well, normally these don't exactly have a topic, but we are here with an actual topic. But we'll get to that later. First, let's get
Wait.
into our weeks.
I was doing stupid things with my arms. I realized, wait, there's no camera in here. Crap.
How many of these have you done?
Enough. Enough.
It's not a few, it's quite a few. So, because you just brought up Thor, yeah, I saw Thor the other night. That may be the funniest Marvel movie ever made so far.
It was awesome. I saw it last night. It was so good.
Oh
the
my
three of us
goodness.
need to go together
Yes.
Yeah, you
I
definitely
will
have to
go
see
and
it.
see it again.
Yeah,
then. We
It was-
need to figure out a date to go.
it's really good. Like, it was by far my favorite Thor movie.
Oh, well,
By
it's
far.
not like it has much for competition.
True enough,
I
yeah.
can
They
make
almost
myself
weren't that
clean.
great.
I am
but
clear
it was
Thursday.
so good.
Are you clear Thursday?
Probably. Yes, I have that day off.
Do we want to go watch Thor on Thursday?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. I don't work the next day.
Go late shows.
Super long
Yeah,
weekend.
no, I work Friday, and I'm sure you're
Go to the late show.
Yeah.
No, right. You and I, they can come with us to the other show, and then you and I just go again afterwards.
Yeah.
Or we just stay in the theater and don't leave.
It's like, yeah, we're just gonna stay here on the next show. Please,
Just
please leave.
Just
Nah.
lean around us.
Yep.
No,
No,
we'll clean up our mess.
That show is so good. It's such a good movie.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
everything about it's hilarious.
Yeah, it was
Writing
awesome.
that down so we don't forget about it.
I don't think there was a joke that didn't hit.
No,
Like,
they were
really?
all good.
Like,
And it was funny all the way throughout, too. It wasn't just like in one section. It was funny through the
Oh,
whole
really?
thing.
the
Yeah.
whole,
Okay.
like the whole thing may as well just have been a comedy with light action elements.
True, yeah.
You know what? I am okay with this.
Yeah.
I am so
Yes.
okay with this.
And even then, the action in the movie is real solid.
Yeah. It was really good.
Oh,
Did you stay for both the
Oh, yeah.
end scenes? Okay.
Yeah, have
Because
to. It's
I
Marvel.
saw so many people leaving. I'm like,
How do you not know
why
this
do you
already?
leave? This always happens.
Well,
Like,
some people just don't care.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure enough.
But it's like,
It's like you all know what plays out. Why are you leaving? There's more to this.
Oh, that's good. And that's the new trailer for Star Wars 2. Like,
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Can't wait. So many good movies coming out these next 2 months.
I think
Come on,
out of
dude.
all the trailers I saw, that Black Panther trailer's so good.
I actually haven't
Though it
watched
shows,
one of those
I
yet.
feel it shows just a little bit too much. We're seeing a
Oh.
little too much.
Yeah.
But, like, just how they mix in the music and all of it, and just everything that they do.
What song did they use?
They used a Vince Staples song, and it was also, they mixed in, like, a old R&B song as
Really?
well. Like,
Can you do
oh
that
my
now?
god, you're just hitting all the right buttons with me. It's like that and trailer for The Punisher are, like, probably the two best trailers
I
I've
haven't
seen
seen
this
that
year.
one yet. I saw a still about the Punisher, but I haven't seen a trailer yet. Like, okay, maybe I want to check this one out. But
Well, there's now 2 Punisher trailers, and both use one by Metallica. And oof, yeah, real good, just real good stuff. Besides that, my week's been pretty standard, just looking for work and all that.
Oh, I'm sorry that job that I had for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go drive manual. That is the
Well,
caveat.
Start
Better
teaching.
learn.
That's the caveat.
Learn on
There's-
the job.
They're still, they are still hiring though.
Yeah.
The posting still up for it. If you want the info for it,
No, yeah, shoot me the info.
go talk to Gary and tell him I sent you.
Yeah.
Gary at bleep.
Anyways, what's been up with you, Ty?
I finished Persona 5 like 4 hours ago. And I started New Game Plus immediately. I got my midterm back. Less of a heart attack than I thought it would have. Oh, yeah. Last Sunday.
Oh,
Last Sunday when I had the dirtiest anxiety attack ever.
that was partially my fault.
That was brutal.
Oh. That took me 3 days to recover from, so yeah.
So, for clarity, I was like, hey, this game looks good on Steam. It was a game called Doki Doki Literature Club. And as cute as the title sounds, it is not.
If you're in the know, you know what's wrong with that game.
Yeah.
And so I invited these two over to play because I got to a point where I didn't want to play by myself anymore.
Yeah, you were giving me the play-by-play, and I was like, this sounds fun.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, I want to continue this game, but I can't do it by myself. Do you guys want to come over? And for the most part, it's just a regular old dating simulator. Kind of boring. There's a lot of text to go through.
There's huge text.
Oh, so much fluff.
And then you get to the good part.
And we won't go into what the good part is, but
Yeah.
all we can tell you is Ty did not have a good time. with that.
Here's what happened. We were playing through it as normal, and then we hit when it started getting quote unquote good. Ryan was bored up until this point. Ryan got so into it right after that. Meanwhile, I died.
It did a thing that I really, really like. Though the events leading up to the thing were like,
And this situation serves to highlight why you should always read the disclaimers for games.
The
Especially
hilarious
when they have
thing-
trigger warnings.
It does.
I
It
know,
gives
that's
you
what I
all that
mean.
review.
When they have
Yeah.
trigger warnings, read them.
I
We didn't take it seriously.
I was remotely aware of, because I read a few articles about this game, and it's like, oh, it turns into a horror game. I wonder how. And I didn't bother looking into it any more than that. So when Yvette messaged me saying Doki Literature, I was like, oh, I should sit down on this. Not full regret.
When I saw that you said you had like an anxiety attack, I'm like, I'm gonna avoid this
Maybe.
one. Yeah.
Maybe.
To-
Like, it's a game not for everyone.
To subside the anxiety, I actually went through the wiki for it, and I read everything and I looked at everything. So I know everything there is to know about that game, including odds of crap happening.
And the day after, I actually finished playing through it.
You only finished playing it because you had someone else at home with you at that point in time.
That's true, though, because I wouldn't have been able to do it at home by myself, because the elements in it are stuff that, like, sets me off a little, so it was like, okay, if someone's home, I can do this. So I eventually got to an end point. I haven't completed it to, like,
You
goal?
reached, like, ending A or
Yes.
something.
Ending A of.
of however many.
This is made by Yoko Taro.
Oh.
25
Oh.
endings.
Oh, God, no.
Oh.
So, yeah. I will complete it at some point, but, we'll see.
Unleash your inner completionist.
Yeah.
So that's my week.
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard. Yeah, it's anxiety attacks. Just happen. You know.
Yeah.
That's the first and dirtiest one that I've had in years, so yeah. That's cool.
You want to jump off?
I had a pretty typical week. Work. Getting busy again now with our fall lagoon season. Getting all those lovely smelling samples. But otherwise, yesterday was all about the adulting. Sucked. My entire Saturday was, well, 3/4 of it gone. Just, it was shoveling, it was housework, it was laundry, it was paperwork crap. It was cleaning. It took me 2 hours to clean up all the Halloween stuff from my house.
Oh my god.
I was taking it all down and repackaging it and repacking it.
And I noticed you still have the stuff on your car too.
No, I took it off.
Did you?
What you see now are the bat
Oh, is it
imprints.
the, is it the leftovers?
It's the leftovers because everything underneath my bat decals was clean and the rest of my car is dirty as crap. So yeah, I got the bat silhouette, the dirt silhouette
No,
stuff.
I walked past it and I thought they were still on the car.
No, those are definitely off.
Oh,
You
okay.
just see how much I need to go through the car wash.
Did you get to be lazy at all today, at least?
Today, yes. Today I was basically, I went swimming this morning and then I did my end of month paperwork, only it turns out the last time I did my end of month paperwork, my file didn't save, so I had to do it all over again from August.
From August?
From August.
Damn.
Like, including all the trip stuff and everything. I'm like, I already noted all of this. And it's gone.
I would have just written it off at that point. That's like when I saved it from my May spreadsheet. It's like, no, May didn't exist.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure I did, like, to the end of September at least. I'm like, no, apparently I didn't.
Oh.
So now I'm caught up in my adult paperwork.
That sucks.
Frick's sake. And then, I just watched Glitch the rest of the day. Glitch and Black.
And then sending me random car things.
Yeah. Well, it was funny.
I was sitting at Lancaster's and I lost my crap laughing at that.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure that one was staged. Because how do you not...
How do you not know to flip it upside down?
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
Well, it was one of those things where, like, it's like funniest texts. And this girl texts some guy she knows, like, hey, part 710 if my car fell off. And he's like, part 710? He's like, yeah, how do I fix this? He's like, I can't even imagine. And then it's like, well, I thought guys, yeah, you can't do anything. He's like, well, send me a picture of the piece and maybe I can help you. So she sends this picture. It's an oil cap.
The oil cap.
The oil cap, only she's reading it upside down, so it's 710 instead of oil.
I need to pause you for a second there. When you sent me that message, I unlocked my phone upside down, so I actually saw it. I was like, wait, what?
Oh my
Thank
god.
you for destroying the punchline.
No, I still laughed. I still laughed.
But yeah, and then I'm like, as long as any of your friends have hit this level, we're doing okay.
Which I don't think any of you have yet.
My car just won't go vroom.
But it needs to go room.
Wait, you're telling me headlight fluid doesn't exist?
Oh, it does. It's called you punch a
I
hole in
bought
the
this
headlight.
entire can of elbow grease. What am I supposed to do with it?
What would you people do without me maintaining your cars?
Having to pay for
Probably
something?
die.
Yeah. Go into debt, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, I can't even maintain my
Oh,
own car right now because I haven't had the space to do my damn oil change. It's now like 3,000 over and I'm so pissed. I just need space.
You need to tell Hop, is it, to quit his actually working and open the damn shop already.
Oh, God.
Do it.
I would totally do accounting for that, but then I wouldn't get paid like worth a damn because I'm sibling.
Unionize.
You has one employee. Yes.
I am the union.
I am the union. Oh, great.
You guys have to pay the union dues.
Who do you pay it to? Yourself.
Yeah. We'll just keep a petty cash thing. You just keep cycling.
Yeah. In that piggy bank right across the room.
It'd be the race car piggy bank.
Yes.
Whoa.
Race car
Hey.
piggy bank right beside the race car bed.
I have legitimately started a race car piggy bank. I'm
Like for a race car, not one shaped like a race car?
for my car.
Yeah, exactly.
To turn my car into part race car.
Part race car. It's the new hybrid.
Hey, I still need to daily drive it.
You should invest part of those funds to upgrade your piggy bank to a race car.
Get a Twingo.
How about no? How about no?
Get a Twingo plushie.
Those things are cute.
Yeah, those are adorable. You can get one.
It's a plushie of this little French hatchback thing, and it's the most adorable little car plushie I've ever seen. And it's
French
kind of
hatchbacks?
hold on, I'll
It's a
Google it.
Renault Twingo.
A Renault
little
Twingo.
guy.
Oh, a Renault.
It's yeah, a little French. I can't believe there's a shop selling Twingo plushies now.
In town?
No,
No.
online. But it's still a shop selling a plushie of an obscure car. That became a meme because of Initial DL.
It's so happy.
It's so happy.
Oh my god.
Aw, those are adorable.
I don't know what I'd ever do with one of those, but
You put it on your shelf or you put it in the car.
it'd be neat to have a plushie of my own car, but there's kind of too many details into that stupid thing.
Ask Maddie.
Sure, you commission it.
Because really, all you need to make is a white base model and paint.
This is true.
Unless, you keep changing all your damn stickers.
Which
and
I might
stuff.
be.
So, at which point, it'd probably be better to make it with little Velcro pieces that you can accessorize so you can change it.
Or Or you just have little spots that say sticker.
Yeah.
No. What you do is you make the entire thing out of white Velcro.
Ah.
Out of the one side of white Velcro, and then you Velcro everything else on afterwards.
Or you go all in and make a life-size version of your car that is a plushie.
But he doesn't even have garage space for his real car, so where would
He doesn't need a
plushie?
bedroom.
I've
Sleep
actually
in the living room.
I have actually been parking down the street and around the corner just to prove a point at my house.
Is it working or is it too passive aggressive?
It's too passive aggressive for everyone. I've been really grumpy around the house, and I haven't been telling anyone why. I was like, gee.
I wonder if you're the youngest sibling.
Duh. If I say anything, no one's gonna give a crap anyway, so. I've derailed that, I'm sorry.
Only a little.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do here. Tell us about your weeks.
Yeah.
All I've been doing is trying to get caught up on Naruto Shippuden, which is crazy. 'cause
Oh my
I've been
God, you're
watching
doing it
this
too?
For 11 years. Like, we started
Jesus.
watching it back when it was on YTV. And finally, now we're like, we should probably finish this.
How many
How-
episodes is that now?
Oh,
Like, all together.
Like, I finished it when it finished. And that was like was that earlier this year?
I heard
Was
this
that
last
late
year.
I thought it was
last year?
last
I
year.
think it's last year. I still have.
Yeah,
we
because
have 20
Boruto's been
episodes.
going strong.
No
Now
Boruto
like-
for you, hey?
No,
I
no,
keep seeing the
we-
pop-ups on Crunchyroll for Boruto,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you are so blatantly a rip-off of your own
Yeah.
damn shit.
Right.
Exactly.
Well,
it's the next generation.
But
Like,
it's like the made in China knockoff version.
Ryan, what was it you were saying? Was it Boruto and Basque?
it's like a B emoji, like that whole thing. It's like Boruto goes to fight Basque while Bakura cries in the corner or something. It's like,
Even just
Ugh.
the clips I've seen of the new stuff, it's basically they took the main characters and just de-aged them and called them their kids, and then
have the old main characters be adults now.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is like that's like every video game where you have to play along a few generations of characters.
Do you mean Fire Emblem?
I was trying not to drop the name, but sure.
Because you've only got 20
Well, there's
episodes
so many.
left.
Yeah, about that. Because,
Oh.
well, finally, we started skipping the filler.
There's no
Wait,
reason to not skip
Well,
the
it's
filler.
right in the middle. The
Yeah.
freaking last season is like this big battle, then boom, it's like a couple episodes of filler.
Like-
Like, why the crap is this in here? Like this
The
is
Great
stupid.
Ninja
Please
War,
stop.
the fourth Ninja War, is so full of filler.
Yeah.
And like,
We've been-
I think there's about like 20 episodes of actual canon stuff.
think so.
Everything else,
Yeah.
like, and that's like 200 episodes.
Yeah, it's
Well,
something
it's like the
crazy.
animators like, okay, they're on their fourth stupid war. We don't even care anymore.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. It was going good, and I was just getting so pissed off first. I'm like, I don't
It's
even
like-
want to finish this anymore. I just don't care.
Why are you
Like
still?
that-
Why are you doing this to
There's
yourself?
only like 20 episodes or 18 or so left. I'm like, well, I've been watching this stupid thing forever, so I just want to finish it. So I said, finished it. But then the boys have been watching Banana. Bananas and the cats. Because my kids just love cats so much.
Oh,
So they don't care if I read the subtitles or not. They don't care. So they just want to watch these cat banana things run around. And then I've been playing Splatterhouse Wonpaku Graffiti on my Famicom. And I beat that today, finally. Took me forever for no reason. It's really not that hard, but I finally sat down and finished it today, so.
That keeps reminding me. I still have that SNES classic sitting on my nightstand, which is the old sewing machine, and it's just like I wake up every day, I look at it like I'll get to you, and I go back to sleep. Oh my god!
I didn't buy one because I have all the games. Even like Star Fox 2, I got as an import one years ago.
wow.
Because I have like Famicom, Super Famicom, SNES, like all the
Just
versions of
install.
everything. So
Everything.
I'm like, I have everything. Why would I bother buying the
I
other
feel
one?
like you should send Ryan pictures of your collection just so
I
he
need
can
to
insert
see
these in.
this.
Actually, if you Google, Leader posted an article on me.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, calling me Regina's Queen of Retro Gaming.
I
Oh.
need to find this.
I thought
Yes.
I told all of you about this already.
Yeah.
No.
It was
Yeah,
a few
how
years
long
ago.
ago was that?
Yeah.
6 years ago? It must have been, because I don't think Tiger was
Has the
born.
collection expanded since then?
A little bit. Like well, not in the last couple of years, but I got more Famicom games.
Your
Because at
camera's
the
so far in
time,
the way.
I only had a few, but I haven't done as much because the prices have gone so high now. So it's just crazy expensive to buy a lot of stuff. And I mean,
2012.
like NES, I have like 350 games or something like that. And then I was just buying like all the Famicom games that we didn't get here that you don't need to know Japanese to play.
I feel like you should give Ryan an actual tour now.
Yeah, you guys have to come over to my place. I
I
have a crap load of games, so yeah. So yeah, I have lots of retro games. That's for sure. So
Nintendo World Championship.
Oh, that's what I
entire
forgot.
Castlevania series.
yeah.
Because I was actually gonna link to that article on your bio on the AniFest site, and I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, and I have like the Famicom disk system, and where you can actually like save your game. Not like here you have to always write down long crazy passwords. Like I could play Metroid on my disk system and just save it right on the disk.
Nice.
It was awesome. You could go to like different stations and stores and download new games you want to play and just erase the diskettes and stuff. So, and then they got rid of it because of pirating, which is crazy. But
Is this Regina's Got Game event still a local event that goes on?
I don't.
I remember I went to that,
Um,
and I don't think they've ever continued
I
it.
don't think so. I think they only did the one
They did the
year
one.
because they were doing like a
'Cause it
fundraiser
was, yeah, it
type
was a
thing.
fundraiser.
Yeah,
And
well,
I
so
did
you're
paintings
yeah.
for it.
Said,
But,
yeah, because
I was hoping that would have
games.
become a yearly thing.
But
Yeah.
Regina's
It was
Got
like,
Game
oh.
local event, which is raising money for the hospital's Regina Foundation. Like,
Yeah.
oh, another local event. This sounds really neat. Like,
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't think it happened after that one year.
I
never
think
heard
that
anything.
needs to come back.
Totally
You're
Because
listening.
that was a fun, cool thing.
Organizers, if you're listening, bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really neat because they had. I think it was set up at one school.
It was
it
at Campbell.
Yeah, it was at Campbell or whatever, and then they had like auctions for stuff and
Oh.
And,
different
they had
game
all sorts
tournaments
of
and things
tournaments.
like
Like
that.
I remember I signed up for Marvel, but I didn't go into the Marvel tournament because I was busy with League of Legends at the
So
time.
that was 2011, 2012-ish?
2012.
That's a good thing I didn't hear about it at the time.
Well, it's
I'd be broke.
typical Regina thing. They have a cool event. Nobody advertises it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember hearing about this at all.
I don't even remember how I did. Someone must have messaged me. I think.
I think I saw something about it on like Facebook.
Yeah,
or
someone
video or
like, got in
someone shared
contact
it.
with me. Yeah, one of the guys running it messaged me about it, and because I had a bunch of, or I still have a whole ton of like Nintendo themed paintings and stuff, so I did a bunch of those for.
You should have
That.
sold some at AniFest.
Well, I still have a bunch, so maybe next year I
Yeah.
totally can because
Alana's very
Nothing.
multi-talented.
Apparently. Holy
Mhm.
crap.
Alana's very multi-talented.
yeah, I'm an artsy person. So
You and I have known each other for 11 years now.
yep. Is it
Holy.
11? It's in 12.
No, it's 11.
Is it 11?
Because if it was 12, I'd be 15.
Oh right, yeah, you just turned 16, right? Because yeah, you had to drive when we met.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Well, since
It's been good.
been brought up, let's talk about Queen City AniFest.
Yes.
Our topic.
Yeah. So it's been over a month now.
Just over.
Just over a month.
So
So most of us being staff. How did you guys feel about the convention as a whole?
honestly, I am still shocked at how well it went off.
I'm still waiting for something.
I know.
There's still that part of me that in the back of my head that's waiting for something to come up about it. But I'm having faith that everything went fine.
Well, if someone was going to complain,
They would have done it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean-
kind of sailed on that.
I mean, all of our vendors, the ones who filled out their
feedback.
forms, like everyone was happy.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah.
Like, I mean, everything
It's-
went off. Like, there was a bit of the issue with the tables being larger than what they told us.
Oh god.
But I mean, the setup went fine. Like the vendors were we got feedback on how the vendors would like more setup time next year.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so that's something we knew, kind of right off the bat. But I mean, the volunteer setup went fine. The vendor setup went fine. The event itself went off without a hitch. Like we didn't have problems with guests. I mean, we had a really good turnout. We had just about 300 people. So for a first year unknown event,
I still can't believe that. I still can't believe the attendance figure.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It is weird thinking back to that day, because I actually don't remember much of it. Like it
Just a blur. Well,
It
you guys
zipped
are
by.
running around like crazy though too.
Yeah,
That-
you guys were all over the place, basically.
that entire day zipped by, and then suddenly, oh, it's over. Okay.
It's like, holy crap, I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, I can sit down. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, but it was fun, and I mean, let's be honest, we did this on a whim.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was a pretty ragtag little crew we wrangled together.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I'm still amazed at how well we all pulled it off. Like, I mean, we had our staff, we had our volunteers, like the vendors who took a chance on a complete unknown.
We had people coming in from like Saskatoon.
Edmonton.
Someone coming in from Edmonton.
Oh yeah, one of our artists came in from Edmonton. Hi, Artie.
Yeah.
Guess who? Oh, Fruit Punch Civic. You know who you are. You drove in from Whitewood, you crazy bastard.
Yeah. Like,
And you brought a crew with you. Thank you so much for that.
it
No,
was
it was
just
fantastic.
yeah. Like, I mean, considering how it had really started as something not even remotely close to what it turned out to be.
So like, let's go into that. Well, how was this initially planned? What was your initial idea?
How many years back are we going with this? 'Cause
Was
we-
that 3 when the idea first came up? Because what song? Because that was the last basically big song group.
yeah, it would have been
Was it 3 years or 4?
I want to say 2 years ago, actually.
Was it only 2 years? No.
No, 3 years. You're right, 3 years.
Because we were at AnimeThon, which is, for those who don't know, is a big convention in Edmonton in August. And we had a big group up there, and we were actually just hanging out in our room drinking.
This-
And it kind of, one of our friends we were talking, the panels that year, I think it had been really good at AnimeThon, and we were talking about how, kind of neat, maybe, some of us should do our own panels. And then someone made the comment about, our friend Brendan actually, I think it was, who made the comment about we should do an event type thing.
This whole thing conceptualized as originally it was something we wanted to do just for our club.
Yeah, because we're like, most of us are part of the anime club at the University of Regina. It exists. If any of our students are listening, or even people who are interested, we're not limited to students. Shameless plug.
This is what this whole thing's
This
for.
was- yeah.
But it was basically we were trying to figure out how to recruit new people to the club
Mm-hmm.
beyond just putting up posters. So it initially had been conceptualized as, have a little kind of a club fair on campus with groups, the campus groups that sort of fell into like the nerd geekdom, all the Magic the
fandom.
Gathering, the fandoms.
The special interest.
Special interest, there we go. And so that's when we started. But like, well, people aren't really going to show up just to see a bunch of club booths. We aren't really going to get people in just for that. So then we started talking vendors and kind of kicked that around for, 1.5 years, 2 years? Kind of thing?
Something like that, because we still focused on club promotion for the year prior to that.
Yeah.
We had a few things that never actually became a reality, but which is fine because this happened.
Yeah, because we initially planned to do it actually in January when the university had their Frost Week, which was their welcome back for the winter semester for students. But unfortunately, the people we were kind of working with at the time kind of dropped the ball, and it just kind of fizzled out.
Mm-hmm.
So in April of this year?
Yeah, I think it must have been April because you guys messaged me. I look back because we were talking.
Yeah, when did we start messaging you?
I think you messaged me on like May 10th
Okay,
with
so
the
it would've
ideas
been-
for like logos and stuff
At
like
soonest
that.
it would have been late
It
March.
would have been, late March, early April kind of thing.
That's when the gears really started
Well,
turning.
But that's when we
Yeah.
basically sat down and we're like, you know what? We've been talking about this for like 2.5 years.
Just
Let's
let's
just
do it.
Let's just do it. And it kind of just snowballed, and it got to the point where we're like, can't really do this on our own.
There were so many points in time during that initial planning phase where I thought, okay, we're in over our heads now.
Do it anyways.
What have we done? No, we're committed. We're committed.
Fortunately, we have a very large friend group we can recruit from. Most of those people are talented. Like, they can draw, which, Ty can, I can't whatsoever. Like, not.
What?
Well, you can draw. You have more drawing ability than I do. Alana trumps us both, but. Like,
That-
To be fair, I've been drawing since
yeah, it's kind
forever. Like
But you haven't
I-
stopped. That's
well,
the good thing.
I remember in like grade 5 drawing pictures of Sailor Moon and stuff, like with my friends that I live in Yorkton and things like that. So I've been doing art stuff forever. So
So
Yeah.
you were the perfect person to call in for that.
Yeah, so we got Alana to do basically all the logos, all the posters, absolutely anything with a picture or a logo on it. That was all Alana, and we just went, "You're awesome. Yes, we want these." But yeah, so we kind of just like, okay.
I remember that meeting when we finally decided the name of this event.
Oh my god, that brainstorm session.
we
Okay, I need to hear this.
No, we just spent.
What were some of the names brainstormed?
Oh my god, I would have had to.
We didn't write down anything
wasn't-
down.
It was. I did.
Did you?
Yeah, it's
I
in
did
my
not.
scribble pages, but it wasn't so much that we had names as words. It's basically we googled a bunch of conventions. It's like, what do they have in their names? Like there's
What's
there's-
already been used?
Yeah, what's already been used because we don't want to use the same thing or something that's really similar to something. Because like you had thons, or you had fests or festivals.
or
you
expo.
had expos or. I mean, we didn't want to use that one because it's kind of cursed. Blitzes. So you had all these different words, and we were trying to figure out how to make it. Well, it was local, so we wanted to have that part registered. So we were tossing like Regina and Queen City comes up on a lot of things. But it was basically let's do brain salad, word salad, put all these words that we can think of on a piece of paper and just okay, if I match this one with this one, how does that sound? So it was.
I feel like we would have gotten the same result had we actually just written the words in a hat.
Yeah.
And then just flipped the hat upside down and drew from the table.
Yeah, that was essentially what it was, and then
There's no special story behind the naming of this.
no, it was just a brainstorm.
Yeah.
It's like what do we want to have in it, and AniFest. It kind of rolls off. Queen City AniFest.
We had a lot of
QCAF.
QCAF.
we had a lot of
Yeah,
talks about.
I liked the QC better than Queen City because it seemed a lot more wordy then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
and
is.
QCF kind of just flows.
I mean,
better, at least from
full
my
technical name
perspective.
is Queen City AniFest, but no one calls it that, so
Yeah.
it's all good. It is all good.
It also makes me think Queen City is fuck.
Yeah, I
Totally.
know. You know what? After we decided the name, I actually went to
Fire
the,
emoji.
the next day. I went to work, and I was talking to my coworker, and I was like explaining. I was like, "Yeah, we figured out our name. I'm just not sure how I feel about the acronym for it." I was like, "Oh, what is it? QCAF?" And he loses it laughing. I was like, "Just you watch. We'll make it."
Yeah, and I think the hardest part was because initially we were also attempting to conceptualize like a mascot.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
remember
hey.
discussions about that.
Hey, Yvette, you want to tell us what your idea for that one was?
Was it my idea?
That was yours.
Really? Oh, well, that's my
Oh.
bad. My idea. Are you sure it was my idea?
I'm pretty sure that was yours.
Okay, well, we'll get back to whether or not it was my
Oh
idea.
no,
Ah.
Somebody didn't.
Colonel.
But the idea that we had was a moe piece of wheat.
Right?
I remember trying to draw it. I was like, how do I make a piece of wheat moe?
Yeah.
Do I light it on a fire?
You put big ol' eyes on it.
That's what I was just
Yeah.
thinking. I'm like, oh, I could just do things.
Yeah. Yeah, we scrapped that idea pretty damn quick.
I need to say something. I still do want to make something like that happen. In that, I want to go to some field, grab a piece of wheat, and put googly eyes on it.
Yes.
Sounds good.
No, it was Ryan who thought of it.
Was
'cause
it
I
Ryan?
have it
Wait,
written
what?
down. It was totally you.
I don't remember saying that actually. I thought that was your idea.
Well, who knows
Fingers
at
are
this
pointing
point? This
everywhere.
was back in June, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't. We might have to revisit the idea
Of a mascot.
of a mascot, but I don't know. We have a kick-ass logo, so that works too.
Mhm.
But
It's a good start.
yeah,
We will be reusing, unless you want to redesign.
So
Also,
also
entirely up to you.
But it would suck. You guys already have like your huge banner and stuff. I was like,
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, and your cards. It would kind of suck for you guys to have to redo everything then.
That's right. We did buy a battery.
I think the logo logo is pretty. Like, I mean,
I like the logo.
That's
yeah,
actually-
it's
it's
clean,
clean.
it's classic, it's
Mhm.
very well done.
Well, you guys gave me a whole sheet of ideas of what you guys were thinking.
And she's probably like, oh crap, this is what
And-
happens when non-artists
Well, I
try.
did. I scanned it and I made like exact copies of some of them. I'm like, I need to adapt some of these. It just didn't look
And-
right.
Because when you started sending
So-
me the drafts, that's why it says, like, Alana, just do whatever you think looks good. It will be better than what we came up with anyway.
I figured for like the Queen City thing, like that part of it should have more of a regal looking kind of font, and then like the AniFest thing should be more of an anime type or
Fun.
manga type font kind of. So that's why I combined the two, and it kind of worked out good. in the
Yeah,
end, so
it really did. So yeah, I mean it's again the banner and the posters and everything went really well, which of course brought us to the next part of advertising because we had to do beyond like our normal advertising up to this point for club. We just put up posters around campus. Like it's really not going to work for an event like this.
You need to go out on the town.
Yeah.
And slap that shit.
Actually, no, our next part wasn't advertising. Our next part was actually contacting everyone and trying to get
the
them to
vendors.
sign up for this.
Yeah,
damn
actually
thing.
that actually went off relatively good. Like basically what we did is when we went to conventions this year, or yeah, this year. Wow, I'm getting my ears crossed.
This year.
We basically went and poached business cards from people. She's like, all right, you're not from ridiculously far away, so let's see if you'd be interested.
I remember when we went to
There was like from Fan Expo, we went to
Gambate,
we went to Thon, we grabbed a couple.
and then when three of us and Jackie went to Saskatoon Expo.
Yeah.
We even fished from there too.
Yeah.
It was way too late in the game, but we still fished
Yeah,
from there.
but it was like, hey yo,
Yeah, I mean we'll have
Right
to
away.
structure that a lot better for next year,
Mhm.
but
how we even
If
did
attention-
we also poach at like Otakapalooza?
we grabbed a few from them.
no, because actually, well, we
Quentin.
right. Well, we actually got Lego to respond to us.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
That was
weeks of emails. I'm so glad they joined us.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it turned out really great, but yeah.
Side note for vendors, if you're listening, we are setting up a proper email address next year.
Yeah.
A proper non-Hotmail, non-university affiliated email address.
So it'll be a
Because
lot easier.
that was a crapshoot trying to organize all that stuff.
Yeah. Hotmail is kind of crap for big projects
And
like that.
Facebook Messenger is still not the most ideal way of getting hold of people.
yeah,
No.
especially with certain groups.
Especially because I got, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah.
Because I got a Facebook message from actually one of the vendors that I had contacted back in July 25th. I got a response October 31st. Apparently they had actually accidentally somehow made 2 Facebook pages for their business and hadn't realized it, I guess. So the page that I had actually contacted them on was the one they weren't monitoring.
I mean,
So it was like a sorry I missed your post. Would love to be kept in mind for next year. Like great, so we've already got one more vendor.
Oh, there you go.
But it was like, yeah, so
That's crazy.
yeah. The vendor contacts, that was an interesting time. I mean, it worked for the most part.
It did. I mean, there were a couple that, especially some of the bigger ones where it's like, well, they were asking for like attendance numbers. Like, this is our first year, we don't have attendance numbers. And they're like, okay, maybe, never kind of got back to us. So maybe for next year now that
Now
we
we
can
have
see,
a baseline.
now that we have a baseline.
I was more thankful about those ones that actually responded to us asking what attendance figures would be and whatnot.
Because they're serious.
Because then it's like they're putting effort into this. I
Yeah,
appreciate this.
they're actually making.
As opposed to the ones that, I'm gonna bite my tongue for saying this, but as opposed to the one that I send a Facebook message to and they leave it as seen, and they don't answer me.
Yeah, or the ones.
Those were painful.
Or the ones when we sent out emails saying, like, hey, this is the information. These are like the table sizes and prices. And I had one company reply to that. It was like a business letter email with one what? So
it was
it's
just the number one. That's all the email was.
yeah.
That's so
One
weird.
for what? We are number one? What?
We want one table? Like, what do you want?
We should probably be careful about what we say
Yeah.
because I am putting this on
Confidential.
I am putting this on the Facebook page.
Well, I mean, like I said, part of the email problem too was the Hotmail account we were using, so
Oh, yeah.
it made it hard to keep track of what vendor responses and what they were responding to.
Mm-hmm.
So once we get a dedicated email, hopefully that'll ease up the communication hassles on our end.
definitely had a few fair shares of glitches, but
But considering it was the first year, went so good. Like, it was such a fun day. And even, like, the next week, I'm like, oh, this is sad. There's nothing big going on. I'm kind of sad that this is over now.
Oh my god, we've inspired con depression in someone on the first year.
goal achieved.
I felt rough con depression like 2 days after.
Really?
I was like,
Actually, or even the next day, I was like, oh.
I had so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't I do that more?
Legitimately, I'm sure this is different for me because I was running around as much as I walked 22,000 steps that day, as a side note.
Jeez.
I was so relieved when it was done. Like, it was
this
just...
has also been on your mind for months, almost a year.
Yeah.
So,
It was
yeah, of
full
course you're going to
relief.
feel relieved.
Because like, it was basically the payoff hit, and it was successful. Like I said, there were no, we didn't even have technical difficulties really.
Amazingly, no.
Really?
Like,
The most technical difficulty we had was that I forgot to paste one of the presenter's PDF file on the desktop.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have dry erase markers.
Yeah, but we got those.
Those were minor.
But yeah, like I mean, everyone who said they were coming showed up. You know, all the panelists essentially had their stuff together. There was one panelist. It was like 5 minutes to their time, and they were still sitting at their table. So I walked over and like, oh hey, you guys, your panel's at 12. At 12 it was, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember now. But like 5 minutes. Like, yeah, okay. Like, so you got all your stuff? Like, yeah, got their flash drive with their stuff on. I'm like, okay.
Oh wow.
You can go home. It's in 5 minutes. You should probably get into the room and and it was so funny because it was actually a couple people that were putting it on. Like, yeah, you should get like a, what do they call it? You need to get a bat, something with like the persuasion bat or something. And it's like so that when panelists won't go, you can just hurry them on.
Just get one of those foam bats and just start whacking them.
Yeah. But
We're
yeah,
gonna
it was,
need-
Or you get old Jimmy to come in with a fucking Louisville and be like, okay guys, you get in there and you
it
do
was
your
it
thing.
was just really funny because it's like we were having the same conversation, right? Your panel's in 5 minutes and you're still sitting at your table. Maybe you should go.
We should probably have like an actual panelist check-in area
Yeah, that too.
this year.
That too.
Hopefully, like, if that little, like, entranceway was, like, open, that could have been kind of a panel check-in.
That little entrance was so cool.
It was so cool, I wish we could have used it.
We kind of did.
So,
I think that was the panel exit area.
yeah.
Yeah.
We set it up pretty much like a freaking WWE stage. It's like the panelists walked out from the top, they leave out the side.
But yeah, so
I
like
want
there was.
entrance themes.
You know
I want
what?
the PA6 system hooked up so we can play some Stone Cold as I'm walking down, just
You would.
chugging 2 bottles of like
Aquafina,
yeah.
because that's all you drink.
Yeah. Gatorade. There we go. There we go. I'll be very sticky after.
Ah, sure you want to run a podcast like that, Ryan? Because the rest of the podcast would be everyone roasting you for
I'll be-
being sticky.
I'll be shirtless.
And you would go down to Stone Cold's theme.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, funny stories basically. But yeah,
Yeah.
nothing went wrong, and I'm still not wanting to say that too loudly, just in case.
Or some wood.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole floor.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh,
just
I
around
want to
it.
hear more about your advertising though,
Yeah.
because you kind of backtracked on
Yes.
that.
Oh right, I guess we did. Yeah. So I mean, we did put the posters up around campus, because that was sort of the start point. But then we put them up. Well, you put them up downtown for
Mhm.
us. We had them up around Wascana. We had
We had
the
a man,
libraries.
we had a man in Saskatoon.
We had
He had them up for us.
We had someone doing it in Saskatoon.
Took a day trip out to Moose Jaw. Popped into some of the shops around town.
Well, then you were doing Facebook and stuff
Yeah.
too,
Oh.
like ads.
Oh.
Cats.
All of the
Those-
Facebook spamming.
Those Facebook ads were amazing.
Yeah.
That one timed out so well with how it worked.
Yeah.
And I
Facebook
think-
was a really big thing.
I think that Facebook ad actually I feel like that was actually one of the most effective things that we had
Mm-hmm.
in our arsenal.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. We should have put a hit counter on our. I mean, I know it's very 90s, but we should have put a hit counter on our website.
You know what? I actually thought with that website that there would be something of a hit counter, but one that wasn't in public
You
view.
are the millionth visitor. Claim your cash prize.
Confetti.
Yeah.
Screen.
The shaking little prompt. Just like,
No, the
is
worst,
this gonna give me malware?
the worst are the ones where they look like they're a flash game, and then you click on it. Oh, you have 80,000 viruses on your computer now.
Punch Osama bin Laden. That's one I remember. Or shoot the arrow.
Yeah, but
I
I would have been really curious to see how many hits we actually got on the website. But I mean, I definitely liked having it not just on Facebook, because it was a lot easier. I don't know, well, I mean, you did most of it, but I think it was a lot easier to keep things organized when we had a website and dedicated spaces to put stuff on. Because you could see, all right, so this is what we have on it. What do other convention websites have? What do we need to add? Actually, it was pretty late in the game when we realized, oops, maybe we should have weapons policies.
Sidebar, Hunter, thank you so much for pitching that idea to me, because I totally forgot about weapons policies.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
So,
that could have been bad.
I mean, it was a massive learning curve for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, like I said, the website for me helped, because I'm like, okay, you can go here. If I'm an attendee, what else do I want to know about this place besides where it is?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think the worst looking thing on that website was the crappy map that I made on Paint.
yeah, we definitely have to up our map game next year.
Mm-hmm.
We need to actually render these in high res.
Yeah, but
Have a walkthrough video on how to get to the convention.
You know what?
Yeah, that's
Did you
not a
think
bad
about
idea.
that?
that might.
I
that
have.
might-
I've thought about that.
Oh, I should.
I'm gonna make a note of that.
Um.
So yeah, we're still taking feedback.
Yes.
Always taking people.
Yes. No, train of thought's gone. That's fine.
So after advertising, what was the next big step?
Oh, side note for advertising, actually.
right.
Going back.
Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah, we brought Jackie in on that. She could unfortunately not be here, but yeah, we brought Jackie in for that, and she was a huge help in terms of.
She did basically all of our print advertising,
Mm-hmm.
all of the free the newspapers, the QC, the Moose Jaw Herald, I think it's called.
Yep.
Or
Did you guys have one in the Prairie Dog?
I think we did.
Yeah, we did, because I had a friend who texted me, was like, hey, you guys got to mention in the Prairie Dog. I'm like, yeah, it's called advertising.
That's because we put it there.
but she handled all of that, all of the paper print stuff. It was because that in itself even was a job on its own.
I remember the
So.
morning of the convention, I actually started Googling QC AniFest to see what else popped up. And there were, I don't know if it was from the Facebook cross advertisement or what, but we popped up on a lot of really random websites. We were on a hotel's attractions section.
Yeah, even I think it was the City of Regina or something. It's things to do around town today.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
popped up on there because Tara, Curtis's wife from Broken Jack Comics, she told me she saw it on there. And then she said that's the way she found out where to go, because Curtis didn't tell her, so she found it on there where it was being held. So
Did Tara show up that day?
yeah, she did.
Oh, I didn't see her.
She brought her nephew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, definitely have to up our map game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the print advertising was all Jackie,
Yeah.
and that I actually think we did get quite a few. I mean, people saw it, so because the Leader Post and Saskatoon Star Phoenix,
Star, yes.
Star Phoenix,
Yes.
we put it in print and on the websites, so we did a
There was
really big.
there was a lot of legwork behind that.
Yeah.
Chances of Global showing up next year.
Maybe we should talk to Melissa. That's how she gets CTV out there.
No kidding, because I remember. Was it you that I told about CTV's My Community thing? I told someone about
Yeah,
because
I think-
CTV has that lunchtime advertising thing,
Yeah.
and I never actually saw it on TV. It's like, oh, you jerks.
Well, I think. Well, I've seen a few people do it, but you can just go there and talk about events they have going on.
I don't want to do that.
Well,
Well, that's why you have dedicate you. That's why you
Say.
bring someone on
that's
to
a bunch
do
of
that
people.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To
See,
go out and be like, hey, I'm at Global and or CTV. I'm gonna talk to them about this whole thing.
And I sat down afterwards and I actually started writing out everything that we did, job wise this year, and then things that we thought of, the feedback that we got for doing next year, and I made like job positions. So come December, that list is gonna go up, and we're gonna be starting to ask for volunteers. We're gonna start earlier this time. We're gonna start asking for volunteers to fill those positions, and because a lot of the feedback we got, it was like even for the four of us, it'd be too much because we had people say, oh, well, I mean, we definitely want to do a cosplay contest because that's kind of a staple.
Oh yeah.
And
These kind of things.
running that, I mean, well, even I guess the five of us with Liam because he soloed that video game tournament. Like
Yeah.
that was
Also,
all.
I do have, like, Liam was supposed to be here, but of course couldn't come
Yeah.
today. But he did send me his thoughts, so I'll just bring them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he brought in his crew of Rye and Colton. They were in control of that
Yeah.
whole Smash tournament.
Like from start to finish, that thing ran like we had no problems from that corner whatsoever, which was amazing.
It was packed.
Yeah.
There's
That was-
lots of people there.
Like, there almost needs to be more space next year
Well,
for them.
that's the other
As
thing
long as
for
it's
next
allotted.
Year. Yeah. That was the other thing for next year's. We obviously had to move.
Spacing is something we're going to look at.
Yeah.
Spacing and location is something we're going to look at.
Because, I mean, the nice thing holding it on campus is because we are a campus group putting it on, they don't charge us for room space. And considering some of the rooms, like the multi-purpose room kind of thing, you know, it's like $500 a day just to rent the place. So, it's a bit of a hit for a small group, especially when we don't get a lot of funding.
Mhm.
So, I mean, fundraising is also something we're going to have to look into, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Steak night.
yeah,
something.
basically.
I've
Cause
I've told you about this already, but I'm already like just willing to personally invest into it.
But yeah, we can only do it to a certain point.
Oh, you don't know what point I will do that until. You don't know where I'll
Don't
stop.
put yourself in financial difficulty.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, like you said, like with the video game tournament, it went off really well. We had a really good turnout for it. Probably
Have
enough.
a buy-in next year.
Like, I mean, we could have had a second tournament going on. Like, let's be honest.
What it could have actually been double a limb, almost.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Liam says that he would love to host again, and like maybe host another tourney. Hell, I thought about like, man, I almost want to do a Mario Kart tourney.
Yes,
I know that
Mario Kart would
very-
be awesome.
I think
Yeah.
that would be very popular.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that stopped us from doing the double in was just to make sure that you guys had
Yeah.
time to get to your panel.
Yeah.
And even then, I think we would have had the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of
I'm
those
sorry.
things you don't know till you experience
Yeah.
it once.
When
did the
And then
tournament
since
wrap
we've
up?
done it once,
It
now
was
you kind of know.
done-
Yeah.
Because it started about 11:30 or something.
Yeah.
And I think it was done by about 2:00.
Yeah, I think too,
Okay.
because that was about the time you guys called me over to take pictures of the winner.
Yeah, or something like that.
So it was around then.
The opening gaming corner was alright though after that.
Mm-hmm.
At
Oh
least.
yeah.
My boys were all pumped they got to play. They're all upset now because we don't have all the downloaded characters for the new Smash Brothers.
Oh no.
So I told my parents for Christmas to buy them a bunch of toys, get them cards so they can download all the extra characters. 'Cause they want to play as all
Give
the-
them like $100 to the Wii shop and let
go
them go
crazy.
hard.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh. So yeah, I mean, definitely expanding even just the video game tournament next year is one thing, you know, and then like a cosplay contest. Someone else had mentioned a karaoke contest, maybe.
I know
You know.
Tanner was interested.
Yeah. You know,
Tanner would be interested in that.
That's his jam.
You know, and now apparently now there's 2 board game cafes in Regina.
Oh, there's
Is there
this
two?
one?
Yeah. Apparently a second one just opened up.
Oh,
Really? I only knew
So-
of one.
Yeah.
But I play board games like every week, so
Yeah, so I mean to have you
And-
know like an actual games
The
space.
game's like tabletop game.
Yeah, tabletop game space, I should say. You know, so that might be something too that we can look at. Like,
I'm having this mental image of us trying to shoehorn that into the year that we were in this year.
no,
It's like, no, that ain't gonna go
No, that's
well.
impossible.
yeah, no,
It's
Mhm.
we
impossible.
That's
barely,
gonna-
we barely fit this year.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, another thing actually we might thought, especially because I'll be honest, there was a lot more kids there
yeah, there's lots of kids.
than I was actually even thinking of. So
I
it's
was
like,
actually happy about
yeah, no, that was fantastic that people brought their
that.
kids.
Starting people young.
We just
Get them
didn't
in
have
there.
a kids corner for them. I mean, there
Yes.
was 2 little girls. You know, they had a fantastic time, but all they were doing was running in circles. You know.
Like,
DIY ball pit.
Yeah.
oh.
I'm sure we could invest in a small bounce castle.
Yes.
My
Yeah.
cousins
Put that
have
outside.
one.
Yeah, you know, like something like that, because something for the kids, because I mean they're gonna look at the cool stuff too, but I mean their attention spans are only so long.
It's about the same time as goldfish.
Yeah, pretty much.
So have like I don't know, coloring, see
Yeah, I was
if,
gonna say you could have like a coloring contest or
Yeah.
something.
have coloring contests, maybe have a bounce castle. Like I think a ball pit would be fun. However, when I was at HalCon in Halifax, they had one. You basically need to have some space where it's okay that you're constantly chasing down those stupid balls
Yes.
as
Yeah.
they escape. They were putting them back in the shuffles.
It gives me bad memories of DashCon, which was the Tumblr convention that had a ball pit, and it was the most horrifying, like, dystopian kind of thing.
Oh no.
It was like the one they had in HalCon. It was basically a kiddie pool
Yeah.
full of colored balls, and then there was a rainbow Dalek as the lifeguard. Like,
Legit, I think a ball pit could work if we meshed around the outside of it.
we put a safety
Yeah.
mesh.
We could put like a 6 foot tall safety mesh.
Yeah.
Put a steel cage over it.
6 kids after only
Extreme
one
ball
rule.
pit.
Welcome to the arena.
Meanwhile, these kids are freaking out. It's crying. It's crazy.
2 kids enter, 1 kid leaves.
I'm just seeing these.
Send me a bunch of people like betting money. I'm like, hey, I got money on that guy.
I think that would be more of an attraction than everything else.
Hey, you want to come to the kid fight club?
But yeah.
Suddenly police.
That won't,
Yeah,
I would say that
exactly.
won't cause issues at all.
Yeah, I'm sure the university liability insurance
And
will cover all that.
blueberry pancakes are being served at the concession stand.
Actually, that was something else I was looking into because the
Concession?
concession because the food thing didn't quite work out because a couple of the people who said they were going to be open on Saturday weren't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No.
unfortunately, from what I've found so far, is the university food guidelines do not allow food trucks.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, so might have
We're
to.
following the city of Montreal then. They don't allow food trucks. Only in certain areas.
Well, that's that.
Downtown.
Campus is apparently a no-go, so we'll have to look at something else possibly, or see if we can get special permission. But
That'd be sweet.
yeah, but no, like definitely a kids area is I think something that we should absolutely definitely have, especially like I said, considering how many kids we had this year. I can only imagine we have at least that many next year. I mean,
Maybe more.
maybe
Maybe
more.
more.
Unless now that people have heard of us and whatnot. So, do more cross promotion next year. I mean, we did the cross promotion with the Talkapalooza this year, but that was only like 2 weeks before the event, so it was not
Yeah.
really a heck of a lot.
That was a pretty short time frame to actually make use of it.
Yeah. So,
Thank you, Melissa, for letting us be there.
yeah. And go to a Talkapalooza too. It's also in September next year. So,
Yeah.
it's there was definitely, we got a lot of good feedback from our volunteers, from the attendees, from the vendors, basically, but it was basically like Ty said, none of it was negative. It was just like it was great, or it was great and here's something to improve. So yeah, there was really
And I mean, the nice thing is a lot of the feedback we got, it was actually constructive for the most part.
I mean, there was a couple people where the question was like,
It was
how did you
weird.
like the panels? They're like, didn't go to any, sorry.
Like, fair
But at
enough.
least they wrote that.
Yeah.
And
we had a number who their complaints were things that we couldn't control, like
Yeah.
who we had for guests and what time things took place.
Yeah.
Eh,
I mean,
we can only do so much.
working because we had working with the schedule we had, and like and we only had one room for panels because again we started off small this year because we're not sure what we're doing, so let's not go too crazy and bite off more than we
Like,
can chew.
you guys weren't even sure if this was going to, like, be successful. In any way,
No,
shape, or
because I
form.
mean it's like it was complete unknown. We're
Mhm.
like, we're just gonna put all this work into it, hope to God people show up. And based on the response, it's like, well, we'll see about if we do this again, or if it's going to be one of the one and done events that Regina's kind of famous for.
Yeah.
But
Guess what? We're not going to beat it.
but no, we had a really good response, and we had a lot of people, especially with vendors, who said, well, we can't make it this year, but let us know for next year. So I mean, we'll see how many we get back next year. But
Also, speaking of vendors, can I just say, Broken Jack Comics, those guys
Yes.
are MVPs.
they
of
were
the convention.
absolutely the
I
MVPs.
feel like like it would have been like not as like cheerful if they were just blasting music.
I know. Well, they had the
whole
best
time.
music. They had the best music.
You know what? My mood was 3 to 4 times better because of their music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like every time I floated past the corner, I would break out into dance.
And
It was-
they brought the party.
Yes,
Oh.
they
They-
absolutely did.
They were the embodiment of
Yeah.
the party.
It was like every time I walked over, it was just like just high fives, hugs all around, just good vibes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Calm
And
bros.
hell, that like I found a new favorite, like the song of the summer, "Feels Like Summer" by Weezer
Yeah.
through them. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, no, they were definitely the star of the convention, that's for sure. So we're really, really excited. So they said they want to come back next year, so we really, really hope they can make it next year. But
Hint, hint.
yeah. But no, like we had a lot of awesome vendors, and the thing is, the response we got from vendors when we were initially sending out the invites, like we got such a range of people. It was great because
So
it
you're
wasn't
getting a
just-
lot of variety.
yeah, it wasn't just the one type, the one or the artist working in the one medium. Yes, we had a lot of print artists, but we had artists who did other. What was a chemical evening? I think was it like she took old vinyl records and like melted them into bowls. Was that her evening alchemy or something? Is that her?
I'm embarrassed to admit that I actually don't remember this.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I mean, you were super busy,
Yeah.
so I'm not surprised.
But how many
There's a
laps
lot of
did
stuff
you
that
do?
probably just flew by your head.
I must have.
Hell, it took you how long to like add the super fun podcast to like the website? And
I'm so sorry.
That was the. It was like, man, he's gonna get around to that, right?
Like,
And it wasn't until I was like, a couple weeks away. I should just ask him. It's like, hey,
like that became the con meme. It's like,
Yeah.
Super Fun isn't here. What are you talking about?
But yeah, like
we're not
I mean,
thing.
and that was it. Like I mean, we had a podcast. We had people working. There were actually one of the vendors was selling. She had ceramics, like cups and bowls she'd made. Like we had cosplayers. We had people who made like geek themed bath and body products. Like
That was a neat booth.
Cross stitch.
cross stitch. Like I mean,
Well,
we
there's
had
like the perler beads
Yes.
and the ornaments and
like
Jewelry.
and
Yeah.
jewelry and bookmarks and like just about everything, every type of thing. I mean, I guess short of electronics, we didn't have anyone selling games, but
We wanted to, but
yeah. But I mean, then we had
Maybe
we
next
had
year.
Lego and we had Gundam people and we had comics and we had
Actually, you went through me to get the Regina Gunpla. That was kind of funny.
yeah, since I had no idea how to actually get
I was
a
like,
hold of anyone.
Hell, I didn't know, so I looked it up. And I was like, oh, Corey Dolph. Just
What did I ask you?
Yeah, you were like, hey, do you know anyone? Because I guess you saw that I was in Regina Gunpla.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that's how it was because
And I was like, contact this guy. He's
Because
one
I
of the
also,
admins.
I also asked you about the local Smash community too.
Oh yeah, I put up a message on the Saskatchewan like Smash Bros
Yeah.
community, and I was like, hey, this tourney's going on. If you guys want to come in, feel free. And they were asking, is it going to be streamed?
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What's the rules and all that? It's like it's all here, and we're not streaming, but we are recording it. You can sign
Yeah.
a waiver and all that, and this and that. But
Yeah. It was some of the groups were a little roundabout to contact, but it worked out.
Yeah.
And I mean, even afterwards, there were more people. Where it's like, especially like I went back and looked on like the campus groups to see. Because we didn't really get a response from them well, we sent the emails out in like April when everybody was basically done. So not surprising that we didn't get a response.
They're not like us where we actually check our club email
Yeah.
every week regardless of whether that club's running.
But so there's a 3 different. There's a Smash group on campus. There's a Nintendo group on campus, and there's a
the next day,
gaming club.
Yeah. The
I
next
mean-
day there was a Smash Bros tournament.
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah,
So
I
I was
saw
like,
it on the announcement.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
They're like, is that us? No, wait, no, that's for the thing that's going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like,
remember-
man, you may as well use this as like the warm up.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember
really.
driving out back in from the East End, and there was that big electronic billboard by Houston's, and they actually had advertising there
Yeah.
for that tournament. It's like, holy crap!
Yeah, so obviously they
It's
had a big
deal there.
It's
It's
like-
kind of their own Evo almost.
Yeah.
But so I mean, definitely trying next year to get more of the fandoms sort of specific groups on campus to see about cross promoting and whatnot. But
Come represent.
yeah, exactly.
And I remember going back to the advertising for a moment. I remember a thought came in to me like about 2 weeks before the convention. I was like, like the Wolf and like My 92.1, those like they go all over the place.
Yeah,
For some, I
I
was
think
like,
we'll have to look a little more into
maybe
the
look
radio
into that.
adverts next
Maybe
year.
look into that.
Yeah, we definitely. I think it kind of we talked about it a little bit,
Budget.
but budget and because it was basically all of what we had in our club budget, which was not a lot.
We ran AniFest on a very, very, very tight budget.
Yeah.
Shoestring.
Basically. So, but now that we know kind of what costs are for certain things, especially for the advertising is always going to be the biggest chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was basically, free or cheap that we could go with. But, yeah,
We made the most of it.
yeah.
So.
So I think next year we'll definitely have to increase the attention on radio
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even TV, like the access community kind of thing, just to get the message out there even more, because just responding or just relying, I should say, on like word of mouth will not get us anywhere. It won't. So
It was very novel this year.
yeah. But like I said, everything came together in the end, and didn't have to. Nobody died.
Yeah.
I almost did, but
It's almost always.
that's your thing.
I almost did, but it was on the way home after I dropped off Bum and Moose Jaw after going on. How many hours of sleep? I think like 5.
5 hours after like a 15-hour day.
Yeah.
I
That was-
can't believe you did that.
Yeah, no, that was almost a mistake.
That was very clearly a mistake.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like,
And you need to
There-
go home.
there were no emergencies, no accidents, no
We had
issues.
one instance of lost children. Hi, Joanna and Josh.
Yeah, but that was family, so that doesn't
You
count.
know what?
That was in-house.
You know what? I just wanted a reason to Voxer everyone. Hey, I got a missing child situation. I'll be right back. I just wanted a reason to say that to everyone.
We were so concerned at first, and then someone explained to us what was going on.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
was legit too. I was
oh.
like, what?
okay.
Because I think I only told one person
Mhm.
what was actually happening. I think it might have been you.
Oh,
Well,
it
I
was
knew
me.
ahead of time.
It was me when I was coming back. I was looking
Yeah.
because I thought
That's
Tim
it.
Hortons was gonna be open, and I walked down there and they're like, oh crap, it's not open. And I was walking back, and you're like, yeah, I'm on my first missing children thing. I'm like, what? You're like, oh no, it's just bad. Like, oh.
Yeah. No, it's just, like I said, I'm honestly still waiting for kind of the shoe to drop. But it's like, it's over. It was
It's not
good.
gonna happen now. So
Yeah. So it was
We're
just...
fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Just like I said, knock on wood, it continues next year, and that we can. Because we had 20. Well, not including the Smash tournament, was it 20 or 21?
I'm just gonna count.
Let's say over 20,
We had a lot.
like, representations of artists and exhibitors and vendors in our first year. Like, these were people who took a chance on complete unknowns. And everyone we talked to, like, the author that we had, or one of the authors we had, Edward Willett, said, he gives a shout out in his official newsletter, and he sold the same amount of books his first time at AniFest that he did the first day of like Saskatoon Expo, which is a massive convention, like 100 times bigger than we are. But we sold the same amount of product for them. Like
21.
21, yeah.
21 groups.
And that was my concern, is like, okay, when we get some of these bigger names, are we going to make it worth it enough for them to say
Do we
yes?
have the numbers to back up?
We want
everything?
will you come back next year? And they'll say yes instead of no.
I remember your concern that morning was whether or not, hey, we're open. Hopefully people show up.
Yeah.
And then you two saw me, like, the nights prior, constantly checking the countdown on the website. Like, oh god, this is happening. This is happening. Oh god.
Well, that's the thing, like,
Too real.
Once the morning dawns, like, you can't really. There's no point
There's-
worrying anymore.
There's
'cause
no
it's
turning back.
There's
You
no
can't
turning
do
back.
anything at that point.
No.
It's fully out of your control
Yeah.
by then.
Yeah. But So yeah, I mean, it turned out really well for our vendors. Like they all seem to have really good turnouts at their, worthwhile at their tables.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that was the second biggest worry. One was that no one would show up, and then it wouldn't be worthwhile for the vendors. And especially considering I know some of them had been hesitant, considering the last convention they'd attended at the university hadn't gone quite so well.
Yeah.
So I know there were probably some vendors who were thinking, oh, is this gonna turn out to be more of the same? So that was also my concern too. It's like, well, we don't want them to think we're calling them over here, just to
sit around for 8 hours and do nothing.
Yeah, it's like this has to be worth it for these people. That was my biggest concern. That it was gonna be worth it for our vendors and our exhibitors. That not only do they feel they didn't waste their time, but they actually know, hey, maybe made a profit. So, and it turned out they did. Or at least if someone didn't, we didn't hear about it.
We haven't heard about it, yeah.
But,
Pretty sure everyone made the table fees back.
yeah. Well, yeah. We seriously lowballed this year.
Oh, well, we had to.
Yeah.
We had to. Trying to think of what else came up on feedback.
Longer vendor setup time.
Yeah.
Which, okay, that's easy enough to work around. More panels, actually, I think.
More panels and actually making the event end earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it really tapered off.
That final 2 hours
Well,
dragged.
because since it went to 6, everyone kind of left for supper, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
was the issue. So once we hit like 5, it was just dead.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of...
So that's the thing, is like if we can get food concession on site, will that help?
Yeah.
Or should we just
I feel like
do 8 to 4 or 10
yeah,
to 4 or whatever
do we
instead.
start earlier and end earlier, or do we start at the same time just to make it shorter? Like stuff for up for discussion. That's January's problem.
you and I are in for a busy January.
Yeah, once we start recruiting.
We get to budgets too. So.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You're not going to be alone.
No, we will put out the.
So make sure you
volunteers.
don't just make yourselves do it, because there's clearly people here that want to help. So
Yeah, and thank you
don't
so much
totally
for that.
stress yourself out on it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we realized kind of pretty quickly that it was too much for 2 people. Like, I mean, kudos, Melissa, if you listen to this, because, like, she basically one-woman shows at Talkapalooza. Like, I know she's got her volunteers, too, but she basically runs this show, and she's been doing it for 7 years? 7
Yes.
years.
How
Like,
the hell do you manage that every single time?
yeah, so, but yeah, we quickly realized this particular event was not going to work that way. So.
We thought it was gonna be all sunshine and rainbows, just you and I planning it, and then reality hit us hard.
Yeah, we got reality body checks.
I was like, oh, this is the thing we got to do, and this is the thing we got to do. Oh crap, there's too many duties and too few people.
Yeah, so yeah, we're definitely going to we're looking at actually having like a committee next year. I don't know. I don't want to say like a board or a council. That makes this sound too high class, and we are no
a
class.
Zaibatsu.
we call ourselves at
I
that
don't
point.
even.
Listen, I gave you a money thing right there.
I'll write that down for later. If that's actually what we end up calling ourselves.
But yeah, like an actual group of people with dedicated responsibilities, so that it's not just, all right, we need these things done. We're gonna kind of lump them together and ask someone to take care of them. So.
It'd be sweet to have an office building.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That just popped in my head. I was like, I would love
It's
an AniFest headquarters office building.
well, it's not so much an office. It's just a space to have it to sit and plan.
Thank you for volunteering your house
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah.
Except for that one time we mudded up my basement. That was a mistake.
That worked. We're
I
just
made you all
folding-
fold paper.
I think we're just folding
So
What I'm
we're
good
gonna-
at.
pamphlets and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Well, especially you. You're crazy fast with that. That was ridiculous.
I made you all fold paper and write on wristbands that we didn't use.
Next year.
We have those for next year.
I have to go and count them to see because I know some went out.
Yeah.
So I have to see how many are left in there.
But yeah.
We invest in ticker tape next year.
No, next year we're actually looking at having, like the vendors in a room with a door where you actually have to come in past like an attendance booth,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll give stickers, or it's not stickers, sorry, wristbands to people. And then because it's going to be multiple rooms. It has to be multiple rooms next year. So then we can have door people at the rooms to check for wristbands. So the wristbands will actually come into play next year. But, yeah.
Wristbands or stamps or whatever. Stamps would be fun.
So it's kind of more funneling people and stuff. Like, it was nice, it was big and open, but people could just kind of come in and out and you wouldn't even be able to count.
Well, and that was why it was so we kind of have a guesstimate. Like, we know we have for sure at least 270, I think it was.
Yeah.
But
And
then we realized we hadn't exactly counted.
And that was actually my biggest concern when we opened up, was the fact that there were too big interests. And now I think about it, and I think of how we should have actually done it. Because we should have had a table at each end of the entrance. And just split the amount of wristbands between the two tables.
If you come in this way or this way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it still would have been awkward because we were based essentially just around a hallway.
Yes.
And you've got a lot of the through traffic with the students who just kind of, oh, this table looks interesting, and then walk away.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Plus, there were like other events going on, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to discern who's here simply for AniFest and who's here just trying to make their way to other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, when you walk into that area, there's nothing behind us. There's a dead end hallway to nowhere.
Well, especially with the food places not open either.
Yeah.
Like, the one way, if they were open, there'd be people going through to go get food or lunch or whatever. But since they're all kind of closed, it was just kind of a empty hallway, really. So.
Yeah. But I mean, for first year, it worked out fair enough for our purposes. It's, like, especially as a learning curve on what doesn't work, you know, and what does.
But I mean, really, there wasn't that many things that you wouldn't do again.
That's true.
Because I mean, it went amazingly well, especially considering it's the first time.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't really that many things that you have to change.
No,
really.
I mean,
Now
There's just so many easy things to improve on.
Now it's adding things.
Yeah.
adding and improving basically.
Expansion.
Yeah. Yeah, finding someplace on campus so that it's still cheap.
Be nice. It'd be nice to actually have. My ideal setup for this is to have a gymnasium for our vendors, and then an offshoot room within that room for panels.
Mm-hmm.
Just somewhere we can monitor and make sure that, hey, people are here for this. Okay.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, you know, if we say use like the gymnasiums in the kinesiology building, I mean, there's a couple classrooms sort of around that we could use. It just depends on what all, because you don't, like, if you want to have vendors exhibitors in a gymnasium, well, we don't want to have, like panels in the other half, because that's.
We are gonna need a lot of bodies.
Well, know people.
Yes.
We know people.
We know people. So yeah, like I said, January is when we'll really start bucking down. Put the job descriptions out in December, see who's interested in actually being on the committee, and then have first official meeting sometime in January once everyone's not busy with Christmas crap.
I've got exam to worry about, so.
Yeah, or exams.
Exam, not exams.
Yeah.
Because I'm only taking one class like a little bitch.
I need to figure out how to get to Tokyo for the 4th of January.
Is that what TGS is?
Yeah, that's when Wrestle Kingdom is.
Oh, that's right. Do it.
Yeah.
$4,000 later. For one wrestling match.
For one day.
Jesus.
Would be an awesome trip, though. I'd love to go to Japan.
Just go there and stay in capsule hotels.
Oh, but I would buy so much stuff.
Disclaimer, I don't advise anyone do that. I do not advise anyone do that because
I'm
there's...
too big for that.
Huh?
I think I'm too big for that. I'm already a big boy.
I mean, I was going to do it one night as a joke, and then I looked like, I'm not comfortable with this anymore.
I think that'd be very... You find out you're claustrophobic very fast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm the guy who, when we get a group hotel room, I'm the one that sleeps in the space between the wall and the bed.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know why I do that,
Weird.
but I'm also the guy that sleeps in trunks, so...
Well, everyone's trunks left. At least once. Or attempted anyways. But yeah, no, it's definitely, space is definitely a thing for next year's.
Yes. We should... Yeah, that's probably something we should go scope out. Again. There were so many scoping runs done in the university just to make sure, like, hey, okay, we're good. We're good, right? We're good.
I'm sure the students studying down in the RIC atrium
Oh.
watching us with a tape measure. We're like, what the heck are those doing?
It's like,
Don't worry about it.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Mommy, what are those two people doing? Just don't worry about it. So don't pay them any attention.
Don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, but it was.
That's.
I mean, it was the first time any of us had ever done anything like this. I think so. It was a really neat experience.
It was a refreshing thing. It was refreshing. It was new.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I mean, all of us. We're all pretty situated in our comfort zones, and we all had to go to a limb for this one.
And it was also too because I mean we've been to conventions as an attendee, you know, not on the other side of that.
Now we've gotten to peer behind that curtain and see
Yeah.
what, just all the things that go into this.
We have opened Pandora's box.
Yeah.
That's what we've done.
There's a tiny corner of it anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, tiny corner of it.
Tiny corner of it.
We peeked in.
Yeah. Decided it wasn't so bad.
And it's only gonna get worse.
It's only one again.
It's okay. Regina's a big enough city.
So yeah, so hopefully next year, even like my goal for next year is we had like 21 vendors this year. If we can hit 30 next year, you know.
I'm gonna publicly put my goals out right now. I want 30 to 35 vendors next year, and 500 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we can hit 500 next year.
I'm staring at the mic as if there's someone actually there, but
Listen, they're there.
they're there.
They're there. Hopefully someday down the line, we'll be in that new convention center over at Evraz.
Is that building even open yet?
I don't know, but
Because it looks all
hopefully
shiny and new.
it's so it's real shiny and new. I'm like, someday.
Yeah.
That'd be quite the experience to do that.
That would. Oh my god.
That's like way down the line.
Well, like when you think, because we were talking. Well, actually, you were talking with. Was it with Hunter about the guests at
Gambate.
Gambate? And I mean, yeah, guest prices are definitely out of our budget. For.
You know what though?
now.
I think that's the charm about our convention though, is that we are locally based and we want to highlight
Local talent.
local talent.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest charm about it, is that we're humble.
Yeah.
We're a humble little convention.
So. I mean, that'll be something else, I guess, for coming years to.
I mean, I know for a lot of people I know for a few people that I talked to who live here in Regina, they were telling me about how they didn't realize that there's a store like Quinn's Collectibles in Saskatoon.
Yeah, he's been there for like 8 years or something.
He's been there a long time.
Found him this year.
We just stumbled across him at Gambate.
Yeah, at Gambate, like first time at Gambate, which was also a really good. I mean, it's only in its second year and it's already fantastic.
Mhm.
Absolutely worth going
Props
to.
to you guys.
Yeah, and yeah, I found Quinn's Collectibles. It is the neatest ever little store in. He has tons of stuff. Everything from.
You and your Hot Wheels, Quentin, you're gonna kill me.
Yeah, I mean, there's Hot Wheels, there's Star Wars, there's comics of all kinds. He's got anime, he's got manga, he's got like
He's got video games,
video games. He's got model cars. He's got model.
He's covered pretty much
Models.
every little niche that he could.
Every possible collectible.
Yeah,
some might
basically.
say.
Basically, like absolutely worth checking out.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know I've plugged him on the podcast before. Actually, my first podcast.
Yeah.
My first podcast, I plugged him.
But yeah, a lot of these, like especially going to the different conventions and poaching business cards, and you find all these places these businesses that you hadn't come across yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this
Kind of hidden treasures.
yeah, these hidden treasures that oh look, they cater to this market. They exist. It's like here. Well, now in town we've only got comic readers.
Yeah.
Tramps just closed. Murdoch just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yep.
I personally, I never felt any sort of like reason to go to Murdoch.
They were neat enough because they had They had stuff?
They were like if the HMV T-shirt section moved into its own store.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
I guess I just found like how the place kind of looked. It was like somewhat off-putting for
Wasn't
some
very
reason.
welcoming.
It was a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, I walked in every time I went in there.
Yeah.
Every time I went to that mall,
I
I'd
ever walked in.
I'd take a peek.
I just walked by. I'm like, yeah. It kind of acknowledged its existence.
That
Also,
cool
it wasn't
Pokemon
a
shirt
pretty
there.
not great place in the Southland
No,
Mall.
it really
Yeah.
wasn't.
It was between two dead zones because there were stores beside it leasing up their spaces.
Yeah.
And also beside like what top tailors.
Yeah.
Something like
That's
that.
not exactly the competition you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I mean, it's like they're gone. So now it's comic readers. I mean, you can get manga at Chapters,
Mm-hmm.
but
For
it's
expensive.
yeah. Well, but yeah, that's it. Like there is no other geek store in Regina.
Maybe we can be the inspiration
Yeah.
to people to foray into the
Well,
world
thing-
of business.
Well, that's the thing with like when
For
Fan
geeks.
Expo came to town. Like it took forever for them to hit Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like
It blew up.
it what was it, over 15,000 people the first year?
Something
Or
like that. Yeah.
12?
It broke 10. for
Yeah,
sure.
it broke
10.
it broke 10,000 people the first year. like,
Like there's
There is a
a
market here.
community here
yeah.
that's so untapped.
Kenta,
It's true.
my other boss. I know you're not listening to this, but I don't care. We need to open this store, man. We've been talking about it.
Like, oh, I mean, I still miss Tokyo 7. And
Oh
that
my
was
God.
how many bajillion years ago?
I
just
never
found
even
out about
heard of that
Tokyo
place
7.
until now.
Oh, you
Only-
youngins wouldn't know about it.
Well, I'm older than all of you, I'm sure. But
I'm in this too, but
Yeah.
We're the youngsters in this case.
Yep.
But then by the time, because I used to live in Yorkton, by the time I moved to Regina and kind of got into it and heard about it, then only got to go there like 2 or 3 times max before they closed.
Mm-hmm.
I live in the
So-
far north end of the city, and Tokyo 7 was downtown. I
Yeah.
used to bike downtown at the age of like 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
And then they closed right before I got my license.
No.
Of course.
Yes, I mean,
So when did they close? What year?
well, if you turn 16, or before you turn 16.
I'm pretty sure it was before.
So what, 11 years ago?
No, never mind. They were still open. I had my first Civic at that time, so I think it was just after that. So it would have been 2009 to 10ish.
Okay.
I just never
Can't
went
be
there.
that late.
So I moved back here in 2007.
No, it must have been longer than that because I've been
Yeah.
married for 8 years and they've been closed longer than
They
that.
were closed.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, I was looking at
7.
Yeah,
It must be
no,
like
way
10
more than that.
years
'Cause I was
then.
not in university when they closed.
It must have been like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, I meant 07.
Oh, so,
Ish.
okay, yeah. So that's
07, 06, 07-ish.
Yeah, no, I moved back here in 2007.
So I'm trying to think. 'Cause
I
when
wouldn't
did
know.
Naomi move
Yeah.
to Red Deer? Because she was still here.
I can't tell mine this too
But it
well.
was, I think it was early to mid 2000s. I
Yeah.
think it closed. And yeah, so
Because that, yeah.
still is it. But so them, and then we had Tramps and comic readers, and that was it. And now Tramps is
Tramps
gone.
is gone.
So there's the 2 comic readers.
The last bastions.
Yeah, they really are. So it's just now you have to go online, but of course all the cool stores are American. So
American.
screw you, American dollar.
Oh.
Someday we'll get back to those wonderful days of our dollar being actually stronger than the American dollar.
Yeah,
You
that
know
was
what?
awesome. That's when I was buying all my Nintendo games and stuff. Because the
day-
dollar was actually good. And
The
the
day we
prices
hit
on
par
everything.
dollar is the day I go nuts and I start ordering everything for my car.
Oh.
Yep.
That day, just never gonna happen again.
No, because then it's like Right Stuff, Think Geek.
Yep.
There's a third one. What is the other one?
Right Stuff, Think Geek.
Dang it, what is it?
I remember seeing advertisements for it in.
Well, because I don't think Crunchyroll and Funimation are American.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
Um,
because they're American too. So like,
I don't know if this was still around, but Robert's Anime Corner Store.
oh right.
That was. Do you remember seeing those advertisements
Yes,
in the
yes,
Otaku or the New Type magazines?
yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't actually know if this is still around or not.
I'm pretty sure it is actually.
But yeah, they're basically all American.
Mm-hmm.
So, boo.
Mm.
Come on, show Canada some love, please.
Yeah.
Give us free shipping again.
Yeah, or like maybe just
Shipping within North America is free.
Make
or
it
For
just
the
drop
Mexican,
it. 'Cause I mean,
the Mexican community will like that too.
well, like, I mean, like Red Stuff. you have to spend $50 American to get free shipping, but you have to spend 250 Canadian to get free shipping.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's 250. So in Canada, you have to spend $250 US
Yeah.
to get free shipping to Canada,
Yeah.
Ooh.
which is
Nuts.
why we haven't done bulk orders in a long time.
Yeah, well, that's not worth it. It's
No.
just not worth it. So, yeah.
I remember
Unless
way,
you're rolling in the dough.
I remember way back.
Like us. No.
And that's
Can't
what,
spend
and
that
that's what,
much.
and that's I think why conventions are so important, because you get the people who do these like niche merchandises, you know, for people, for like the perler art, or they do like aprons with Mega Man on it, like you can't find that stuff in stores. I think you might have better luck now on Etsy, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
if you have to go online for stuff like that, but
Yeah, I have a Mega Man flask.
I've got
Tell
packed
my-
It's like
flask.
the energy tank. It's
That's how I got my Gurren Lagann flag.
yeah,
Well, yeah, that's right.
yeah, like
And Steve the Shark.
Yeah. Stephen Captain Flowers.
Yeah.
Captain Flowers.
yeah, like you don't find that stuff in physical stores here. So,
Mhm.
I mean, especially when you get these a lot of home-based businesses, they're doing it.
And then even businesses aside, like all the artists, like there's
Yeah.
so many artists locally that I'd love to put more highlight onto, because
Local talent again.
yeah.
So
But back to the guest thing. Like that's, I don't mind that we can't bring in like higher end guests or like the bigger name guests. I don't mind that at all.
but I'm sure there's some bigger name guests who are from here. I know we've seen them at conventions.
Yes, we have. We have.
I can't think of any names off the top of my head. my
Someday we'll
apologies.
get Yuri Lowenthal here. We'll drag him in.
But yeah, like I said, so maybe not so much expanding in that direction
Yeah.
next year, but a lot
Baby
of
steps.
other things. A
Baby
lot of
steps.
other things.
This is, we can't call this baby steps either though, because we've got a lot in mind for next year.
Yeah, well, first year was baby steps. I think we've kind of progressed to
We're moving into the
baby running.
we're moving into the middle section of the pool now.
Yeah. Getting a little deeper into the water.
We've thrown off our water wings.
You're strong now.
Yeah.
So, what is one thing that each of you want to see at the convention next year? Like something that wasn't exactly there last year.
I know from a photography position, because we had a photo booth set up, the cosplay competition would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like have
More
more people dressed
opportunity.
up and getting their photos taken and stuff like that. Because people spend so much time on these costumes. It's awesome to get a chance to take pictures, like professional
pictures.
ones,
Yeah.
not like people take the cell phone with a whole bunch of random people in the background,
Yeah.
like blurry ones and stuff like that, to have like really good pictures taken. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
That's a thinker, actually. For me, that's a thinker.
I mean, there's always the base things, you know, just successful expansion. You know, that we do get bigger and we get better as we get bigger and not fizzle out, I guess. You know, that we actually keep this going, that we don't become a one-hit wonder as an event.
Oh, one thing I do want to see is like more incorporation of social media. Like when we put up our big ass banner,
Yeah.
it's just like having something like take a selfie here and hashtag it, and we'll enter your name in for a prize. Like
Door Crasher.
Yeah.
Also is funny.
prizes in social media. That's what I want.
I would have loved to actually make a Twitter.
That's
But-
one thing I was gonna bring. I was like, maybe a Twitter next year.
Yeah.
I was running every social media and online thing. I hated my life.
Yeah.
Leading
Now
up
that's
to it,
something
I
you can
hated my
delegate.
You
life.
can
Yes.
hire someone
Now I can
to
hire.
do that for you.
Yeah, hire them for nothing.
Higher.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were using the like
Unpaid
put out
employment.
Yeah.
job descriptions and like go through the process of bringing people in. So
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you can bug me on the Twitter stuff, because with the retro game thing,
Cody,
I've
you
got a lot of
okay?
experience
He's
with
okay.
that. So
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be another push for next year.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made the Twitter yet. I'm meaning to.
Well, there's no rush at this point.
No, there's no
Not
rush.
right now.
Mhm.
We're not actually thinking seriously until January, so.
Just make a list.
This
Add it
is
to the list.
Yeah,
of
basically.
things.
Speculation.
We're on pause right now because we need to enjoy the holidays.
Yeah.
It's true.
And like,
We're on a very well-deserved break.
yeah, we did it. May, June, July. 5, 6 months, basically half a year. Yeah.
Did you? Question for you. Did you ever think that it would pan out quite this well?
Mm-mm. I mean, like I said, when you think about it, we started like, hey, let's just have a 5-hour event with booths on campus clubs that have, special interests. And then we went to an 8-hour event with a bunch of off-campus vendors and exhibitors and whatnot. Like, I didn't even expect that to happen at the first part.
This podcast has reminded me of something like kind of unrelated. I've been watching a lot of videos of like cut content from video games.
Oh.
This is what this reminds me of. Like, these are all the concepts that didn't make it through.
Yeah.
These are the concept art,
Yeah.
initial planning, and all that.
Oh, maybe one day I still have all of our sketch drawings of our initial logos.
Oh god.
I took pictures of it.
Oh God!
Well, it's on my computer, so.
Evidence dot zip.
Yeah.
Good thing we,
Give it A.
because that one was just you and I drawing on it, and it's a good thing we didn't send our names on it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Made by Ty and
But actually, that logo sheets, I guess, were a lot of it like started coming together.
Yeah, when we finally decided, hey.
When we finally decided on a name.
Also,
Yeah,
well-
speaking of the logo, because I have to make like the title cards and everything for the episodes and all that, and I was trying to make the logo transparent because I have this whole thing. It's like, all right, so one episode, ones will have a black background, white text. One will be a white background and text, and this one was supposed to be a black background and white text. But I didn't want like the logo to be like the white square and all that. I wanted it to be transparent, so I was running it through all sorts of like online sites, and it was just like, please just make it transparent. And it's like, no,
Can't
and
you
the
just
one
I
site.
can
called
just
a
send
PNG
it to
file.
I
you.
know.
I was like, can't you just do
I
it in
could've-
Microsoft Word?
Well,
You have
not
to
Word.
save it as a
Watermark?
PNG file
Yeah, you have to save it as a PNG.
to make it transparent in the background.
And you have to make sure there's no other like pixels anywhere.
Yeah, I have
That
the original
one black
file.
pixel that you forgot to erase,
Yeah.
that's gonna haunt you forever.
Yeah, I'll just send you the file.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Networking!
Yeah.
Yay!
Networking. Can we now say that AniFest is sponsored by Superfun?
Finally.
In partnership, there we
And
go.
you should bring swag next year too.
Oh yeah. That I have shirts that I have yet to even like promote and anything.
Do you have shirts? Have you actually?
No, I haven't ordered any yet. But TeePublic keeps messaging me. It's like, you need to make more shirts. And I'm like,
Because
maybe.
I do actually want a shirt.
Oh, I know you.
I will rep Superfun.
Yeah. That was one thing, and this is from just as a vendor, like my table specifically was in a weird spot where I got like 0 runoff. And that was
Yeah.
the plan, was that like people would do the loop, and then
Yeah.
they might just like see my thing and like, oh, what's this?
Yeah,
And
that
then
part.
go to me, and then it's like, yeah, no one actually
We-
kind of did that.
I was hoping you get the runoff from people sitting around.
Also, that too,
Yeah.
but they would just immediately go to Smash, and I was like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
You know,
They-
you should have had Liam just like cross them.
I also didn't like, it wasn't until like 3 o'clock that Austin and Bomb finally came.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they took forever, so like I wasn't at my table half the time.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, it was so funny how it turned out because we had the rest area for people to sit, and then there were a couple of the guests who decided they'd rather sit on like a dolly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's tables
That's right.
in front of them.
I remember going up
It's
to
like
asking them like, hey, you guys can't be sitting here, but we got chairs and sofas over there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, they were just chilling out on the dolly for.
I wasn't sure how to approach that.
Yeah, that was that was kind of a situation that you don't ever think is gonna come
It's
up.
like,
But yeah.
Lapse in judgment.
we need a storage area.
Yeah. Staff area.
Yeah,
Actually, I feel like that's something we'd benefit from is actually an actual staff room. A single room for us to just
well,
like,
even, I don't think
or
that's
staff closet.
Well, yeah, like in an expo they have
just
like
open
the
up the
freestanding
closet,
walls,
stuff like 20 people in there. Like,
basically,
yeah.
where you
okay,
can
so
walk
here's
off
what we're
the
gonna do.
I think that's what we should do.
At least just somewhere for us to drop all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
kind of had it everywhere.
And I knew that was gonna happen going into it. I just had no idea how to address it
Well, that was it. At
beforehand.
that point, we had no idea. So learning curve.
Because yeah, we had a
Next
tote bag
year.
full of coats.
Yeah.
But hey, next year's gonna be bigger and better.
I think we've covered almost everything we could have.
Yeah.
So far.
We can't announce anything yet, but stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Because we legitimately have nothing to announce. We're
Yeah.
not being coy.
Just
Stay tuned. Stay live.
Yeah.
Just give us time. We will move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Then probably starting January, keep checking the Facebook page or the website and stuff
Social
as
media.
ideas pop up, and then
Instagram.
We have to figure out how to archive our site so we can keep our.
I think the way Wix works it is that I can actually make another website and then just link our domain name to that
Oh, okay.
and allowing me to keep the original site. Because yeah, our last site update was actually that night when I put up that video,
thank you video.
that really awkwardly filmed.
Hey, but it
Next
looked
video.
like it was a music video.
Yeah,
Like, you're, like,
I remember
self-
Jared saying
filming
that, and I
yourself
had no
and-
idea.
It totally does though. Like,
I wasn't gonna walk around with a damn selfie cam, so
it looked cool, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe you'll get me to cry next year.
Figure it out.
I don't know why that's a goal for you.
Goals.
I don't know why that's a goal for you, but
It seems like a fun goal.
It kind of is.
Goal for
you
next
came
year.
damn close
Make Ty
in
cry.
August.
Just you wait till Christmas.
Ooh.
What the hell?
But yeah, like Tri said, just bigger, better. You know, like more panelists, more vendors, exhibitors, more things. So
More fun.
more fun.
Exactly.
You know what? I think we're at a phase now, in terms of how well known we are. We can actually put a panelist, like full on panelist call out
Yeah.
as on the site rather than going to message everyone.
Yeah.
This messaging everyone was a pain.
Yeah. It really was.
That was a pain.
But yeah, we can do general call-outs for panels, and
But in the end, it all worked out well. So
it did. It really
I've
did.
just made a realization.
What?
I can rope my brother-in-law in for security. The people in that security office, though, holy crap.
I think they thought me and Lindsay were insane because we had the photo booth right in front of them.
Yeah.
What? I remember
I
sitting.
noticed that they hardly came out. Like, I mean, there's the one woman who I think was actually doing like her campus rounds
Yeah.
who I saw come through, but I don't think anyone out of that office came out unless they absolutely
During-
had
That's
to.
why you see them peek.
During-
Well, man, I don't want to deal with these fucking nerds.
during the midday peak, actually, I was sitting just under our banner, like on that really soft couch thing.
Yeah.
And I saw them both looking out, and they looked at me, and I waved. I was like, "Come out, come have fun." And they're just like, "No, no."
We know
Doing
you're
our job.
working,
We're
but
watching security cameras.
Yeah.
I'm working my 9 to 5.
They were laughing though, so
Well, that's
I
good.
think they enjoyed themselves.
Hmm.
I think they enjoyed the random sights going by.
Yeah.
So, hope you like the show, Random Security Officers.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Would have made probably a boring Saturday quite entertaining. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
Anything else you want, Mr. Host?
No, I think we've covered all of our bases.
Oh.
Besides, letting people know that
We're
gears
working.
will start turning early next year.
We're working.
You actually have to like pick them up.
I know. I'm just seeing if he'll walk closer. You gonna come here?
He's too tiny to
Here.
jump on.
Yeah.
Does the internet know what Coda looks like?
Not yet.
He is a beautiful puffball.
It's like that video where the dude draws on a marshmallow, like, and then removes the marshmallow, and it's just a Pomeranian that looks like a marshmallow.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. Secret.
That Pomeranian that you just talked about,
Mm-hmm.
you know what its name is?
What?
Cum Lord.
What?
Yeah.
Who would name
Seriously?
their dog that? That's so cruel.
I don't know.
Why?
But they have so much fun with that dog anyways.
It's like when I lived with my parents, the guys across the street, they were young guys, and they had a cat named Shocker.
Oh, yeah.
That can at least be cleverly disguised as something else.
Yeah, true, but
Those are the guys with that white Nissan, right?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They neglected that poor cat. So is it my house?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even gonna look up that.
Yeah. I don't think you want to.
No, you don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't even want to look up Cum Lord.
Make sure your safe
That's
search
on your search
Make sure your
history.
safe search is on.
Incognito.
That was like at work when we were like we have an oven that goes up to 550 degrees and we needed new gloves for it, and they're like, okay, well, like what even type of gloves do we have? They're Black Stallion brand. So we're like, hey, we had a summer student at the time, like, hey, go type Black Stallion into your computer and tell us what comes up.
I'm sorry, right now you just look so at peace with this little dog.
So yeah, we had great fun looking up Black Stallion welding gloves.
Oh, hey Ryan, you've seen that picture float around of the water pump gasket?
Yeah.
The Toyota water pump gasket?
Yeah.
Call into O'Reilly's with this part number and ask them what it's shaped like. And I will pass it around for this group.
Oh my god. But we also had a fun time looking up those gloves because there's also like other heat resistant, not so much welding wear, but like reflective gear for people working in high temperature areas. It was like the outfits you would see in like an 80s music video that had aliens. like the tinfoil reflective chaps. There was the protective sleeves, which were really just the sleeves attached to like a dickie, and that was all it covered. Oh my god.
Just read the headline for it.
Customer called and asked if I could describe what the gasket to his water pump looks like. Well, that's definitely like a certain kind of pump.
Yep.
Good job, Toyota.
You could pump things with that part.
Good job, Toyota. Way to design things.
I would have just said, like a music note.
Oh yeah,
Sideways music note.
that's a good way to skirt that.
Like nothing else. It doesn't look like anything else. It's a sideways music note.
It looks like. I got nothing else.
Yeah,
for
there's no other way around that.
It looks like a bent toboggan. Oh
That's
lordy.
the new name of my band.
Toboggan.
Lumberjack rock.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Trademark.
Yeah.
On it now.
Yeah.
You have to file that trademark before this episode goes up, though.
Damn.
Yeah.
Or someone will steal your idea.
Well,
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening, and you'll catch these cats.
Starting in January.
You'll catch me sooner because I'll probably be on another podcast between now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna catch these hands.